Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Not usually my favorite style of beer, but it's a variant of a style of beer I've never had before. This is from Lake of Bays Brewing Company, which is in Baysville, Ontario. Been around since 2010, according to the Frosted Mug. This beer came from the May edition of The Amazing Clubs. So what we're looking at is an oak-aged alt beer. So let's just bring it up. An oak-aged alt beer. I've had alt beers. I've had several alt beers in my life, and yes, an alt beer is a style I probably should like because I like brown ales. I like Irish Reds. I like a lot of. There's some Marzens I like, but I don't know. Alt beers, for some reason, they don't normally do it for me. English bitters, all the stuff that's kind of in the same family, not the same family, but kind of the same family, I like, but this one in Box, I don't like Box either. Not really, at least. I like a Bock more than a Maybach, at least. But let's see what this light alt beer is deep copper in appearance, with a pine and raisin aroma. Aged for 60 days with an American white oak. It finishes strong with notes of soft caramel in the background. Sounds pretty cool. Untapped. Before we read the can, Untapped shows it as 30 IBU, 4.1% ABV, and a traditional alt beer. 12 tap-ins, 3.94 out of 5 is the going rate. None of them have been friends of mine. We have somebody that purchased it at the Brooklyn Research Station. I think you're just going for fucking awards. John G gave it a 4.25. Easy Friday night dinner, grilled cheese and tater tots on the Blackstone, and an oak-aged alt beer, light oaky flavor. Okay. John G did it again. I guess he's saying, and it was the exact same spiel, and that was May 2-4. Another one. They're all pretty close to the same. They all basically are saying the same thing, which is it's a nice, easy drinking beer. I'm actually intrigued by this. So again, American Oak. Really hard to read. 4.1 is also on the can, so the can does match it. But again, this is hard to read. Like, look at that. Look at that. I do like the look, though. For a Lake of Bays beer, this is a very nice look. And that's not saying anything bad about Lake of Bays, but their marketing team, the way they market their beers usually isn't in a way that I really enjoy. I actually kind of like this beer. The water, malted barley, oats, hops, and yeast. It says it was brewed at Bracebridge. But Baysville isn't Bracebridge. Did you brew it at Muskoka or something? Baysville is very close to Bracebridge. Like this beer? Scan here. Okay, so there's a QR code. Don't know what that's going to do for me. The spiel on here is the exact same as in the Frosted Mug. It does say 30 IBU. It says, tastes great. Partially filtered, all natural. Hops are Bravo and Sasquatch. Malts are Two-Row, Munich. Crystal 2. Flaked Wheat, and Maris Otter. Ooh, I like Maris Otter. You know what? Get rid of everything else. Just make this entirely of Maris Otter. Oh my god, I would love it. But that's what's going to give it its nice amber hue. Will be the Maris Otter. It should end up giving it a very nice. Oh, here comes the dogs down to the basement, because why wouldn't they come down to the basement? Should give it a nice biscuity flavor as well. Oh my lord, I love the look of this beer. Can you not? I love you, Colleen, but could you not? Beautiful, hazy. No, just slightly hazy. I was going to say hazy crazy. The off-white head has faded rather quickly. We're petting Colleen as we do this, so that's why we're doing one-handed. Do not hit the desk, dog. Do not hit the desk. Okay, don't do your damn Great Pyrenees bullshit of trying to push my arm up to pet you more. It's not happening. It's not happening. You just got your pet until I go upstairs. Okay. I love the look. I do. That looks beautiful. It's the perfect color for me to fall in love with the visual aspect of it. And I have. I've fallen in love with the visual aspect of it. Let's sniff it from the glass first. Oh, Otis is down here too. I shouldn't be getting that scent, though, with Bravo and Sasquatch. There is a raisin aroma to it. Yeah, a bit of raisin, bit of red licorice, and a bit of biscuitiness. Kind of what I expected on the malt, but not what I really expected to come out as the back end. Oh, there it is. There's the oak. Oh, that smells like vanilla, coconut. Oh, vanilla, coconut, a tiny bit of leather. Nice, nice just wood. I worked in a wood shop for so long, and I've done so much woodwork in my own house that smells divine. It really does. Like, that is a great smelling beer. There is nothing that I can say like that smells perfect. There is the bready biscuitiness. There is the raisin. There's the vanilla. There's the coconut. The wood. Oh my lord. It's reminding me of when I was working with my hands all the time. I really love the smell of that beer. This actually smells quite akin to the original Innocent Gun, but the original Innocent Gun was over 6% alcohol. Cheers. Let's try it. How long was the original Innocent... Well, how long is the Innocent Gun oaked for? Because that's... I just need to do some experimenting here. Some science, guys. I need to do just a touch of science. Okay, so we have Innocent Gun Original. And it is in the barrel. Doesn't tell you anymore. Matured for smoothness. Scottish golden beer. Single malt. Cask matured. Approved by. Master brewed. Yeah, it used to tell you how many days it was in there for. The original. Doesn't tell you anymore. But it is still 6.6% alcohol. But yeah, she no longer talks about how long she was in the barrels. Well, because she's not barrel aged anymore, right? She's Oakerator aged. So maybe that's why they don't tell you. I was really hoping to see a date, because I believe it was close to the same, or it was like 35 or something like that. I was just trying to figure out, because I like this. And it does remind me of the beer, but not at the same time. Very, very apparent oak flavors. If you like to do barbecue where you use wood chips, If you're an oak chip type of guy, that's great. If you're not, probably not really your thing, but it has that tongue depressor flavor on the back end. It has vanilla, it has coconut, has a tiny touch of leather. The bready biscuitiness from the Maris Otter is mixing with that, so it's a really, really smooth, really good beer. I did not. This is okay. So the original Innocent Gun was one of the beers that blew up my mind. It made me go, "Oh my god, beer can have a lot of flavor." And the original Innocent Gun hit Canada. Oh, it would have been around the time these guys opened that I really started drinking it. No, actually, it would have been before these guys opened because my son was born in 2010. So I would have had my first Innocent Gun probably a year or two before that. Was that when that came out? I can't remember now. I thought it would be like 2009. And that was a perfect beer for me. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And as time went on and they got bigger and bigger and bigger, the beers took a few steps back. This beer reminds me of Innocent Gun before the step back. It's better than the step back Innocent Gun. It's not as good as the original Innocent Gun to what I remember. Now, if I had the original Innocent Gun right now and did them side by side, I don't know how I would feel. I almost feel like popping that open and doing them side by side and seeing what I think, but vanilla, caramel, coconut, oak, bready biscuitiness, little tiny touch of raisin. That's fucking spectacular. It's so smooth, and it's 4.1% alcohol by volume. There is no way in hell I would guess this is 4.1 because this is just as flavorful as that 6.6% alcohol Innocent Gun that's in my fridge. Excuse me. And what was the average on this guy? This guy was getting a low average in comparison. 3.94 is actually not bad. That's 8 out of 10 almost. Is what they're giving as an average. So I mean, I can see that. I really like this. I didn't think I was ever going to fall in love with a Lake of Bays beer. And that's not to say anything about Lake of Bays. It's not. I found Lake of Bays beers that I've enjoyed. I found Lake of Bays beers I haven't enjoyed. They used to actually send me some beers to review every once in a while. And some of those I really enjoyed and some of those I really didn't enjoy. I find them to be one of those breweries that I can always find a beer to try from. And whether I like them or not, they're never badly made. But I love this one. And usually 14 years later, you don't get here's the best beer you've ever had from this brewery. Doesn't usually happen. But it's happened. For me, that's the best beer I've ever had from them. It's the closest beer to my very first 10 out of 10 beer. And that was a true 10 out of 10 for me, the original. Because the original was one I always had in stock. Always. Every time I went to the LCBO to buy something for the review, I would always buy some Innocent Gun originals to have for our podcasts, our hangouts, all that type of stuff. That was a true 10 out of 10 for me. I could drink that beer all day, every day. It would kill me because it was 6.6% alcohol. And I think that's where I like this the most, is it's 4.1. So I could drink a bunch more of these. And even at 4.1, it has just as much flavor, it has just as much body, it has just as much everything that I could expect. I'm giving this a 9.25 out of 10. I'm fucking in love with this beer. Really, the only thing taking away from it is the fact that I can't get more. That's what it comes down to. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.